new season on the horizon. We haven't seen anybody play yet outside of preseason. They playing teams from, over in Africa and stuff like that, games that don't really mean nothing.
Shout out
So,
Alfred Payton and them boys.
okay. So I think the best way to kind of talk about the upcoming NBA season is with hot takes, bro. You can say anything you want right now, and can't nobody clown you for it because we ain't seen nothing yet. So I'm gonna open it up to y'all, bro. What are y'all NBA hot takes for this upcoming season?
Man, I don't know how hot it is because I'm saying if we've talked about anything, it's been them. But man, I really think I can really see the Spurs in playing contention, bro. You think about it, all you gotta do is get the 10. We've seen a team that wasn't really good in like them Charlotte, LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges team sneak into the play-in. And like, yeah, we
I mean, we
we've seen
also saw
that.
them get 40 pieces in the play in, but
I
continue.
just say get into the play-in, bro. Get into the play-in. Watch the language carefully. They have a significant gap to come out the bottom of the NBA, even between them and Houston. Like it's they were solidly the worst team. They have a lot to grow, but they got a lot of young pieces that I like. I like Jeremy Sohan as a guy that doesn't need the ball in his hand to make impact. And those type of guys, especially with younger guys, it's kind of hard to find those. So he's not Draymond in terms of like what he does, facilitating the ball, but playing defense, being a guard, but down the lineup. I really like him. Devin Vassell, like he's been like a budding star for a little bit. He's a guy that kind of tracks similar to like Bane in terms of like that year to year improvement. I can see him taking another jump. Keldon Johnson was going to be the number two. He was going to be the number one, honestly, before Wimby just fell in their lap. So he's just not completely out of the picture. But I think that we know about Wimby Yama, the kind of it's crazy, but he damn near pencil him in for like 20 and 10. Like, bro, he's special. He's special. We've talked about it enough, but that does look like a guy that a la the Zion, LeBron, that like he can come in and be
Generational.
automatic like 30 to 35 wins with him and some bums on the team. So I don't think they got bums. Honestly, I think that'll be a guy that like he'll be he's at the top of the matchup sheet every night. And I think even coming in with the stuff that we talked about off mic in the preseason, that he could be the best player on the floor more times than not for the Spurs. So I think that you got him and you got a solid pieces around him, depending on the jump that Keldon Vassell made. And Sohan continue to do the dirty work. You got Zach Collins has been looking pretty decent in preseason. Like it's not out of the range of possibility for them to sneak into the 9-10 range in the West.
Facts, especially when you throw in Coach Popovich. That's definitely a very solid team to your point. But what about you, Vance?
Oh man, so I was gonna go with Wembanyama winning Depoy, but since you already kind of went with the Spurs, I'm gonna go with another team, and I'm gonna go with a team that's in Texas, and I'm gonna go with the Rockets making the playoffs outright, avoiding the play-in
Outright? With Dylan the
outright.
Menace on the team?
Yes, sir. Just like
Getting the minutes.
he was leading the Grizzlies to the play-in, and then once
Leading?
Kevin Rose played, so in the bubble he wasn't leading us
Uh,
alongside John Morant.
I ain't gonna lie.
No, no.
No, I ain't gonna
That's
lie. Dylan Brooks' rookie season, when we matched up with Utah in the first round, he did kind of get off for a
Was that his
streak.
rookie season? I don't think that was his rookie
I don't
season.
think it was his
It,
rookie.
It
It was
was.
the year after.
yeah, it was either his. I know it was early in his career, but
Yeah,
in that playoff matchup with Utah, he was kind of getting busy.
thanks, man. And so I like what I see from them. So now that they have Fred VanVleet, you got Jalen Green, you got Dylan Brooks, you still got Sengun, and now you draft two rookies that have a really you don't know what their ceiling is. Amen Thompson, he could be a top 3 point guard in the league at some point in his career. He could be. We don't know what it is. I like what I saw from him in the summer league, and then you got Cam Whitmore. He's a
Hey,
solid wing. I think he could have like a Jeff Green career,
He caught him
y'all
a
something
seen
body,
like
that?
that.
right?
You seen that shit he put on? Damn. What's his name? Doug McDermott
You gonna say something irrelevant anyway. Yeah,
on
another thing,
me.
he caught him a body. I definitely seen him, and that was weird because like with a lot of those draft day slides, like we usually know the reason like a little bit at the time, whether it's like character stuff or like past stuff, and it still wasn't like I don't think we still know why he slid so far because that was the Rockets got two top 10 talented guys in that draft,
Facts.
so it was like yeah, if nothing, unless something comes out that we don't know, like they got two solid starters slash guys with all star potential from that draft. That's gonna be looking
No,
way up there.
thanks.
The
You said
city of
what?
Houston has had an immaculate year in terms of drafting. You think about the Texans with CJ Stroud, Will Anderson going one and what 2 and 3 in
Yeah,
the NFL draft this year, and then the Rockets to your point, Vance, picking up Thompson and Cam Whitmore, Houston kind of up in terms of their draft. And I got to, give them credit where credit is due.
Thanks, bro. He mean Udoka, he making moves for real.
For my hot take, bro, this one gonna be hot. I ain't even gonna lie. I hope y'all prepared for it. This is a team that's made the playoffs every year since 2018, but this year they're not gonna make it, and that's the Philadelphia 76ers, bro. I think Philly will find themselves outside of playoff contention this year, especially if they don't move James Harden. If you don't move James Harden, you keep him through the year, and you don't get any return for him. I just don't think Joel Embiid alone is enough to make you a winner in the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference, which has gotten markedly better over the summer. So I think Joel Embiid alone is not enough. And I think even if you move Harden, you won't get a package back that's good enough to keep this team in contention as they have been these past 7-8 years. So I think Philadelphia has trusted the process and it's gotten them everywhere but the finals.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel you though, Nick, but they like the regression of the perception of Harden, like it's getting bad. Like them folks want Terrence Mann and some candy for his ass. Like he's still a guy that led the league in assists. Like he's a guy that a all-star level point guard. And I know that the contract extension next year, like you're definitely getting a rental if you can't re-sign him. And that's also just the volatility you bring into the locker room. Like I get all that stuff, but I still think that the value for the way he's valued right now is a little too low for what he has done and even what he did last year. Like
is it?
I think so. I think James Harden is still a top half guard in this league. It's pushing towards that top 5 to 7 range. But I think a disgruntled James Harden is one of the worst players in the NBA. We saw it in Houston when he tried to force his way out of there. And I think even if he ends up, just on the roster not playing, that hurts Philadelphia even more. Because you're missing that guard that Joel Embiid needs to facilitate the offense and get him those looks and get all the other guys around them the looks they need. So I just think this situation in Philadelphia is dire. And kind of like I said earlier as well, if you trade James Harden, kind of to Josh's point, his value around the league isn't high. So that package, whatever you get back, is not going to equal the production James Harden gave you last year.
It would be for them. The trade would be a lot about the expected development of Maxey, who actually talk about the rank next year. The NBA rank, they got him ranked ahead of Harden, which I think is crazy. One of a couple of things I think is crazy about this list because even just year to year, even last year, like Maxey's definitely more of like spark plug. Emmanuel quickly typed it is an offense versus again Harden has offense repertoire and the facilitation that you're just not going to get from a guy like Maxey. So I think that the part of the built-in value of that trade is with Maxey having to step into and improving that role, which ain't always guaranteed. We always have the expectation of guys making these jumps from year to year, and I don't think you're supposed to take that into consideration as a part of a trade. And you're able to bank on young guys and them getting better, but for that to be, which honestly, with the assets that like we said you will be getting back, it wouldn't be a lot. For that to be one of the main components of the trade, for one of your guys to get better, it just really wouldn't be worth it.
Kind of as you alluded to, Josh, talking about those NBA top 100 rankings that ESPN put out, it's a lot of foolishness on that list. So let's talk about it. And obviously, I think we got to start with the hometown hero, Ja Morant, coming in at 35 behind the likes of guys like Karl Anthony Towns and a bunch of guys who simply
Mikal Bridges, like
Jalen Brunson,
come on, bro, be for real.
Yeah,
Paolo Banchero.
Bridges could lead his team to a playoff win, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Because
I understand he's a thug, bro. You can't do that to him, bro.
You gotta have love for a thug, but that's the problem, bro.
That was giving a little gang collision. I'm not gonna lie. I seen a little bit of limp wrist action, but I ain't.
I was going raw way, but I feel you, bro.
I mean, a little bit of that too. Fat dudes can be gay. Cut that one.
There you go. That's crazy.
Coming from a fat dude saying that is crazy.
I'm like, bro, like
not even trying to call you fat, bro, but coming from a fat dude saying that.
No, I'm just saying, like, and I know he dropped a great album, but like, bro, you sad all the time. That it ain't the coochie that got you that sad. That's more than coochie. Like it's nah. I do the party in a century. My boyfriend was in the corner. He made me like all that. Like, bro, ain't nobody heard all this shit. So,
no weren't the lyrics to the song.
It's great for TikTok, but I ain't like relax. I'm just not perpetually sad. I'm sorry. That's just me. Well, back to the NBA rankings. Oh man, he did get a straight for no reason. But I don't be in my feelings crying in the pillow and all that shit. The music that he make, the niggas that he make music for, that ain't me.
Yeah, not for a real nigga like you, huh? So, talking about
real nigga music. Ooh.
Anyway, going back to the list, obviously Ja is the big WTF on this list. Like I said, behind guys like Jalen Brunson, Brandon Ingram, Drew Holiday, DeMontis Sabonis, the list can go on and on. But for y'all, what were y'all's just WTF takeaways from this list?
Tyrese Halliburton is a top 21 player in the NBA. No, he's a very talented player, bro. But no, if you think of top 5 point guards in the league right now, Tyrese Halliburton does not pop up in your mind. He might be on the fringe 5, but just to say he's top 21, I'm just gonna look at the list right now.
They have him as the number 5 ranked point guard. Just
no, no. Trae Young is better than him, so he's ahead of him. Drew Holiday, I would say they're about even. No, Trae Young is actually behind him, which is insane to me. Trae Young is better than him. De'Aaron Fox is better than him. Drew Holiday is about even, which they have him ahead of Trae Young. That's not true. Jalen Brunson is better than Tyrese Halliburton. Kyrie Irving is better than Tyrese Halliburton. John Morant is better than Tyrese Halliburton. That's what 3 point guards I just named right there.
No.
And so I know he's solid. He's gonna give you 20 and 10, but that's because he's a ball dominant player. That's what they asked for him to do. So with that being said, he couldn't even help carrying Team USA this summer, bro. So literally, he was a rotation player. He wasn't an important piece. He was a rotation player on Team USA. And he's going to tell me he's a top 20 player in the league right now? No.
All right. I respect that one, bro. Because I got a lot of respect for Halliburton in his game. But to your point, bro, he's not a top 5 point guard in the league, point blank, period. So, Josh, what's your big WTF from this list?
Y'all know how I feel about just the wing position at the 2 in general. I'm not really a book guy. I don't have a super affinity for the guys that score and don't really give anything else to the game besides that. But I ain't gonna lie, it's mad disrespectful to call him a guy that's not a top 10 player in the league. You talk about a lot of hype around a guy like Shea, deservedly so. But even with the progress he made last year, I would take Book over him. Anthony Street Clothes Davis, get him the fuck up out of here. I'm definitely putting in my top
having
10.
him top 10.
Nah.
Anthony Davis top 10 is ridiculous.
He is top 10. He is top 10.
He had 1 3-week stretch last year. We played like a top 10 guy. The rest,
he's top 10.
Bro,
he's top 10.
Give me a full year of somebody give me a full year of Pascal Siakam consistently over 3 weeks of up and down Anthony Davis. Like,
no. Yeah, y'all. Clearly, you're confused. You just said something about you a fat gay nigga. Anyways,
what?
Listen, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, Anthony Davis. Did you not see the Memphis series?
Hey, bro.
I saw the
Did you not see it?
I saw the Memphis
Zion was an all-star too when he be out there,
and
but
went for 3 the next.
Nah, bro. The Memphis series, they won. Anthony Davis was the difference maker in that series.
When he decided to hoop.
Bro, he was smoking us. Go look at the stats.
To hoop every game.
He was hooping against Joker. It's just we got swept. I mean,
no, he was not. He was not hooping against Joker.
At least go look at the stats. Go look at the stats.
The stats cool, but the stats don't tell the whole picture because it wasn't nothing he could do with Joker on the defensive end.
It wasn't nothing Joker could do. Joker had the better team.
No, but one-on-one, we think it ended.
I mean, if we go by these rankings, AD and LeBron top 10. The only top 10 player for the Nuggets is Jokic. So did the Nuggets really have a better team?
All right. But if we go look at the top 50, I guarantee the Nuggets starting 5, or at least they top 4s in the top 50. But go look for the next Lakers player is Austin Reeves at 66. Come on, bro.
Nah, I can't let that slide, man, because we think about Anthony Davis, especially what he does when his shot is not going down. That's been gone for the past couple of years now. We think of him as probably one of the best defensive big in the league outside of a guy like Giannis or Embiid, who are got more math. And
he is.
You couldn't tell against Jokic They had to switch him off and use him as a weak side rim.
Jokic is the best player in the world. Like you can't.
But you're supposed to be one of the best. You're supposed to be a top 10 player in the world, and he gets switched off.
He got his. If his team was better, they would have beat Denver. Denver's team was better. Yes.
Jokic was going right at AD's neck, especially a guy that's not a running jump athlete like that. And he had him jumping out his shoes, bro. No,
if you did the ratings from that, it would have been so the top 4 players you had Murray and Jokic, and then you had LeBron and AD. I guarantee you, everybody else in between, probably 5 through 8, maybe Austin Reeves was in there, maybe everybody else, it would have been the Nuggets.
Nah, I can't.
Yes,
I can't let that go, bro. We done got out the original point. You talk about
who better than AD? No. That's really making me mad, bro. I'm gonna have to stand up for my team.
We talking about bigs, or we talking about just guys in general?
Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of guys in general on this list better than AD.
No, for sure.
Right, Jimmy Butler
guys above him
better than AD.
No, he's not.
Anthony Edwards, I would definitely take him over AD right now on my mama.
Jaylen Brown right hand. I'm taking it over AD.
No, see, now you getting my
AD is not a 1. And all the guys we just listed are 1 behind him.
No.
Jimmy Butler, a 1. Book, a 1. Edwards, a 1. Donovan Mitchell, a 1.
That's what I'm saying. No, bro, see, guard play is completely different. I feel like as if y'all are overrating it because they are guards.
But I also feel like AD is one of those guys that has all the tools in the toolbox to be a top 10 player. Don't get me wrong. He can handle, he can shoot, he can defend, but he does not put it all together on a consistent basis. Like I said about the Memphis series, he had a game where he had 30 points. Next game, he comes out with less than 10 points. How the hell do you get less than 10 points versus Jaren Jackson and Xavier Tillman?
So how low would you drop him?
I think AD belongs in that 10 to 20 range, in my opinion, because I'm gonna get to my WTF. Karl Anthony Towns is at fucking 20. That is absolutely insane. That's where AD should be, at 20. Karl Anthony Towns should be closer to 100 than he is to 1.
I agree with the cat, bro, but to put AD at 20 and say there's 20 better NBA players than Anthony Davis is insane.
No. I think that's a legitimate argument.
Did AD make an all-star team last year? You talking about he a top 10 guy in the league?
He probably was injured, honestly.
Oh, well, damn. Suck the fucking suck.
No, but he was there for the playoffs. He was there for the playoffs.
Like, bro.
Thanks to Grizzlies.
The way that we attack a guy like Kawhi and even PG, also 2 guys that are buzzing around that top 20 player range, for them being injured, how much they kind of sunk their team potential. AD's in that same boat. He just had a guy like Bron propping him up. And, I ain't no big fan of Rob Pelinka, but he has put a lot of solid pieces around AD to kind of protect him in a sense. You had a guy like Thomas Bryant. You had a guy like Jared Vanderbilt that does a lot of the dirty work to protect the guy like AD. So you talk about circumstance and situation, it's one of the cushiest situations for him to thrive, and he still messes up with half of the time. Not staying on the court, and now he's basically a non-shooter from 3 at this point.
Let me ask you a question, man. Last season, the Lakers, they finished 6th in the West?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 7.
7. How many games did the Lakers win without Bron and just AD?
I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot of
games. They are playing team.
They get the top 10 pick.
No, they not, bro. No. They're a playing team.
Bro, Bron was 38 last year, had to score 30. I don't think AD got it in him to be a 1, to be the guy to put a team on his back and get wins every night.
We've seen this experiment in New Orleans with him. We know that Drew Holiday can be a certified 2 to a championship team. What was he doing with AD? Barely getting to the playoffs.
All right. I feel as if Anthony Davis is a top 10 player in the league. So what was SGA's excuse?
SGA's excuse for
No, I mean, you're talking about he can't win as the number 1. What's SGA's excuse?
I mean, he averaged almost 30 a game last year consistently.
What was he, a 10 seed? What was he, the 10 seed?
A 10 seed. That's what a 10 seed for an OKC team that's been rebuilding ever since Westbrook and KD left.
Expectations are worlds apart.
Let's just say last year was year 5 for SGA. It probably was like 6 or 7, honestly. He's been in the league for a little while.
No.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Year 5 for AD, he averaged 28 and 11. So this past year was 31, 5, and 4 for SGA. So that's about the same. So what's the excuse for SGA not for being top 10 and the number one option not making the playoffs. But if AD did it, he wouldn't be top 10.
I mean, I just think if you look at the roster construction in OKC, nobody was expecting them to even be in the play-in this season or have any legitimate hopes towards a postseason run. And flip the script in LA, Anthony Davis and LeBron James. That should be a perennial finals team, right or wrong. Anthony Davis. No, let's keep it simple. Let's take the names off of it. 2 top 10 players in the league, like Josh said. Is that not a perennial finals team?
They got to the Western Conference Finals and played the number 1 player in the league.
And he got absolutely washed. And the thing that's where he's supposed to hang his hat at the defensive side of the ball. Got washed.
No, bro, he did. All right, so he did get smoked on defense, but he was getting his own in terms of points and rebounds. I think that's where people clearly y'all forgot who he is.
I think you forgot who he is, bro.
We had to forget because he don't ever be on the damn floor.
I ain't gonna let y'all get away with that, bro. I understand y'all want to hate.
You know what, bro? This can easily be solved by just looking at numbers, bro. So Nuggets series, 80 average, to your point, 26 and 14.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
It is pretty good.
So he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he also had a shitter in there, like we always expect, a 4 from 15 performance with 18 points. Just throw that in there as well. But
what game was that? What game was
game
that?
3. But
where they probably got blown out. But all right, keep going.
I just want you to listen to this Memphis series, bro. A series which he should have dominated because we know Jaren Jackson is prone to foul trouble, especially when guarding premier bigs. Next big up is Xavier Tillman. I just want you to listen to these numbers. Game 1, 22 and 12. Solid day in the office. Game 2, 13 and 9. This is a top 10 player in the league we're talking about. Game 3, 31 and 17. Cool. Game 4, top 10 player in the league again, let me remind you. 12 and 11.
In a blowout. The game was over at halftime. What are you talking about?
That was the game that went over. That was the game that went to overtime, brother. 117 and 111. Yes, game 4. 12 and 11 for Anthony Davis. Who won that game? The Lakers won with no thanks to Anthony Davis.
How many blocks and steals? Does it show you that he had?
He had 4 blocks, 2 steals.
Michael, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
But this is a top.
Is that not D-point numbers?
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. But if
we just talked about the lack of big, like we're playing half of Jaren because he's in foul trouble, and I'm sorry he dominated a guy that's 6'7" playing center. Like that's not gonna. I'm not getting a rep against that. We talk about a guy that's supposed to be a top 10 player in the league. Again, a guy that should be able to function as a 1 by himself.
That sounds pretty top 10 to me.
No,
a 12-point performance is not top 10 from anybody in the NBA.
I heard 3 top 10 games with 2 stinkers in a game in a series. Honestly, as much as we're all Memphis guys, they should have swept us. If we're being complete, if he was playing at peak powers, if he was playing like he was supposed to, they should have swept us, bro. Like no.
Y'all are gassing.
And then I'm just gonna throw this one out there too, bro. He had an 11-point performance versus Golden State with their biggest player being Kevon.
Y'all are gas. All right, so I'm gonna ask y'all this: what was Giannis' excuse in the playoffs?
But Giannis ain't got no bag. That's his problem. I've never.
But he's number 2. He's number 2 though.
I mean, through the regular season, don't get me wrong, Giannis is one of the greatest regular season players we've ever seen, bro. Point blank, period. He gonna get his in the regular season. But come playoff time, when teams are gonna see you 7 straight games and they can build that wall game after game, adjust. The wall didn't work. We're gonna do this. We're gonna send this at them.
Where was that excuse for Anthony Davis?
Giannis is coming to play every night. Not a lot of things about whether he's going to be hurt or whether or not he's going to be an offshore night, he's going to fade to the background.
Anthony Davis does too, man.
Anthony Davis does not produce every night is the point.
Yes, he does.
I just named you 3 stinkers.
But you glossed over the defensive stats. Regardless if he's scoring or not, bro, he's going to get you the boards and he's going to get you the defense.
So, man, you can't have it both ways. Now we spent a little rant talking about how he got smoked by Jokic in the next round. So you can't say he's this defensive DPOY perennial candidate when it's time to really put put rubber meet the road, you get his smoke. And then B, you've always been prone to be Andrew Wiggins like on the offense side of the ball. Got a really good game, fade the next for a couple games. Like that level of inconsistency from a top 10 guy is not there. It's just not there. And it's not like I don't got no ill will against AD or the Lakers. It's just back to the original point, we got a guy in Devin Booker that, a la Steph Curry, recruited Kevin Durant to join his team, not the other way around, and has had that playoff success. I'm not putting Anthony Davis as a guy that hasn't been a one in any real situation over him. I'm just not.
All right. We not argued about this for 20 minutes. That's long enough. It is what it is.